This is right humerus. You can see its upper end, and this middle portion is called as shaft, and the lower end, which is triangular in shape. Now we have to learn the bony landmarks. Consider the upper end. This is the head of the humerus in blue color. This is the lesser tubercle. This is the greater tubercle. This orange line is anatomical neck that separates the head. Let me mark it for you. This is the head that is being separated from rest of the upper end through a neck which is anatomical neck, right? Now see that we have got the extension. Now you can see just below the lesser tubercle, you have got the medial lip, you would say, or the medial margin of the bicipital groove or intertubercular groove. Then you can see there is the lateral extension or lateral lip present along the lateral aspect of the intertubercular groove, right? Now you can see this area is the floor of the intertubercular groove. Now let's see. Again, this is the head of the humerus. This is the anatomical neck, this orange color, okay? This is the greater tubercle on the lateral aspect of the upper end. This is the lesser tubercle present on the upper end on its anterior aspect. This is the intertubercular sulcus or intertubercular groove or bicipital groove. Now you can see this is the crest of lesser tubercle or medial lip of intertubercular groove. This is the crest of greater tubercle or lateral lip of bicipital groove. Now this is the floor or sulcus of the groove. Now this is the surgical neck. Let me mark it for you. This is the surgical neck, right? Now I can show that this separates the upper end from the shaft, right? Now let me show, this is the anatomical neck that separates the head of the humerus from the rest of the upper end, right? Now you can see in the middle of the shaft on the lateral aspect, this is the deltoid tuberosity for the insertion of deltoid muscle. Now if we concentrate the lower end, let me show you that this is the medial epicondyle. This is the lateral epicondyle. Now concentrate above the medial epicondyle, we have got medial supracondylar ridge. Above the lateral epicondyle, we have got the lateral supracondylar ridge, right? And this is the condyle of humerus. And now you can see that here we have got, let me show you that this is the trochlea, a process on the medial aspect of the lower end. And this is the capitulum present on the lateral aspect of the lower end of the humerus, right? Now see, it's trochlea, this is capitulum, and we can observe that there lies a fossa above the capitulum called as radial fossa. And there is another fossa above the trochlea called as coronoid fossa, right? Now we can see the posterolateral aspect of the humerus, right? So again repeating, this is the anatomical neck. Now this is the greater tubercle. This is the surgical neck along which the axillary nerve has to pass, and if this neck is supposed to be broken, there could be the injury of the axillary nerve, okay? If we concentrate that on the, now see at the upper end, this is the greater tubercle and it has got an upper impression, then it has got a middle impression and then the lower impression. These three impressions are meant for the insertion of various muscles. The upper impression is for the supraspinatus muscle. The middle impression is for the infraspinatus muscle, and the lower impression is for the teres minor, right? Now again, if you want to see that there is the deltoid tuberosity for the insertion of the deltoid muscle, I have previously told you. Now another thing that I want to show you is that it has got on its posterior aspect a groove that is marked by the yellow line called as radial groove. That radial groove is meant for the passage of radial nerve along with the profunda brachii artery. If the middle of the shaft is being broken or this radial groove area is supposed to get injured, the nerve which is at risk of injury is the radial nerve, right? Now, the posterior aspect of the lower end, let's see. This is the lateral area. So, here we expect the lateral epicondyle. Above it, it has got lateral supracondylar ridge. This is the medial epicondyle. Above it is the medial supracondylar ridge. Okay. This is a groove for the passage of ulnar nerve. So, if we have got some injury near the medial epicondyle, the ulnar nerve can be injured. Now see, this is the capitulum and this blue color is the trochlea. Now can you see this is the olecranon fossa that is going to accommodate the olecranon process of the ulna below, right? And this is of course the condyle of the humerus. Again on the humerus, now we have to learn from upper end up to the lower end about the muscle origin and insertion. Okay, can you see? This is the lesser tubercle and is showing insertion for a muscle called as subscapularis, right? And this area, which is greater tubercle, its upper impression is for the insertion of the muscle. Let me mark it. This blue line, this is for the insertion of supraspinatus. Okay. Now come towards the intertubercular groove. Now this first blue line is showing you the insertion of teres major. And this third line is showing you the insertion of pectoralis major. And in between, the middle line is showing the insertion of latissimus dorsi. So let's recall a mnemonic, a lady or a leader between two majors. This is teres major, this is pect major, and this is the latissimus dorsi. Okay. Now I have turned the humerus posteriorly. Now you can see this is again show you the insertion of a muscle called as supraspinatus. This middle impression is for the infraspinatus insertion and the lower impression is for the teres minor. Now concentrate this red flash of a muscle. This is for the origin of the lateral head of the triceps. Now you can see that this is the medial head of the triceps. And this triceps, as the name shows, has got three heads. So this is the medial head, this is the lateral head, and we will of course see it's another head that would be on the scapula. And these medial, this lateral and medial, they are on the both sides of this intertubercular groove, right? Now I have to turn the bone again towards the anterior aspect to see what. Now you can see this is the muscle that is present on the middle and lower anterior shaft of the humerus that is called as brachialis, right? Now let me focus the lower end and I have to enlarge it. Now see the muscle that is along the medial epicondyle, is an area for the origin of common flexor muscles, right? Above that, this is for the origin of pronator teres, right? Now you can see on the lateral aspect, let me move the bone, that this area is for common extensor origin. Above that, along the lateral supracondylar ridge, this is a place for the origin of extensor carpi radialis longus. And above that, there is another muscle called as brachioradialis that originates from the upper portion of the lateral supracondylar ridge, right?